Hey, what's up guys, so Emanon here, and welcome to another video. So this is going to be a quick replay review of a match that I played on Ranked Master Duel last night over on my stream. So this of course is the new season, so the ladder reset a couple of days ago, and we are working our way back up to Plat. This is, I believe, a mid-platinum ranked game around Plat 4. So yeah, working our way back up here. We're on the good old reliable Lunalight Tri-Brigade, of course, and our opponent is playing Eldlich today, which is, of course, a very bad matchup for a lot of combo decks, including ours, because floodgates are pretty difficult to deal with. But I think this game is a pretty good showcase of what you can do, even in those scenarios that you find yourself just staring down a lot of traps. Also, by the time you guys see this, I should be live on Twitch right now. If you want to check out the description box to my Twitch stream, because I will be participating in a content creator / YouTuber tournament just on Master Duel. So yeah, definitely go ahead and check us out. I'll probably play in this deck or just some other Lunalight variant in general. So yeah, definitely go ahead and come hang. But yeah, let's go and just get started without any further ado. So we do win the die roll here, or the RPS, or the coin toss. I keep calling it different things, but we're going first. We have a very good hand here, and we can skip a couple of steps here because we open not only the Revolt, so we can skip the Bird Bloom step, but we also open the Tenki, so we don't have to search for, we don't have to go for Tiger King to search it, to go for Fractal. So we're going to do a normal Lunalight stuff. We're going to normal summon Collider, send Yellow Martin, and then bring it back off Tiger. And then now, because we pitched a Serenade Dance that we opened, I believe, off of the Lunalight Perfume earlier, we can go for 4 Strix to get free value by searching Zephyrs and then pitching it off of this copy of the Serenade Dance, which is very good for us. So that gets us quite a bit far ahead into our combo string. We can bring out a copy of Collider off of the Serenade Dance and then link summon a copy of the Farid. Again, if you guys aren't familiar, basically what you want to be doing in this deck is you want to be properly summoning at least one Link 2. That way, when you end on your Appaloosa plus double rank 4 board, or Appaloosa plus DDO plus rank 4, you have 3 open main monster zones, and you need one of them to be a properly summoned Link 2 to bring back off Revolt. So there you saw search a copy of Fractal. We're going to Fractal to send Kisar and Nerval to add Fractal. Summoning it off of the Farid here, and then we're going to banish 2 to summon out DDL. We Martin bounce back the Tiger to summon itself, and then Tiger's going to bring back the copy of Collider here. And then we can just send whatever we want. I have a lot of different options for the end board here, depending on what I want to necessarily play around or what I want to end on in general. Here I go for a 3-mana Appaloosa, and then use Zephyrs to bounce the Tiger to my hand, but I don't rescale it. Just because I like having Tiger in my hand, because it it keeps it a bit safer in general. So I don't want to commit too much more. I could end on a 4 material Appaloosa if I wanted to just get one more body on board, but decided that it wasn't worth it. So yeah, we end on Appaloosa, DDO, Dweller, plus Revolt, but our opponent, of course, they're playing Eldlich, so they're just going to set 5 paths. So we're going to Revolt in the end phase, trying to hit something good here. And we're going to bring back the Farid as well, just to try and maybe draw into our main deck out to Backrow, like being Twin Twisters, or even the Galaxy Cyclone, or Foolish Goods will be good here. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and summon the Omen, trigger all of our effects here. And then I try to, with the Omen, hit the card that is at first, just in hopes that it was like the highest impact card. And it ends up being pretty decent. We do hit a copy of Solemn Judgment right here, which is not too bad. But, I mean, I would have liked to have seen a Floodgate, but maybe they also didn't have Floodgates, was my thought process at the time. So we're going to pick up Fractal, we draw Imperm, which is not going to be super live, so we just put it back, and we draw Nibiru for turn, which is also not going to be live. I am playing this down in the main deck just as a one-of, actually, to draw off Maxi, by the way. So I contemplate using Tiger to trigger the Omen here, but I decided to have Game on board, and I don't want to play into Torrential, so I go into Battle Phase, forcing them to trigger it themselves by activating their own YGO. So they do clear my entire board, and I don't get the Omen value here, but I mean, at least I got rid of 2 of their back row, pretty much for doing nothing. So we get the Omen search here as well to grab a copy of Nerval. I made a mistake. I should have searched for Karis, but that's fine. We're going to try and Tiger to bring back the Collider, but we get hit with the Vanity's Emptiness, and this is a huge problem for us. Obviously, we can't really do much, but I'm also not in the worst position because our opponent actually wasn't able to mount any offensive pressure on their own up until this point. So their Emptiness isn't really doing a whole ton because they don't really have a normal summon in this build usually. So even though they're setting Scarlet here, it's not live right now, so I'm just going to try and play normal summon beatdown by just summoning our Fractal and getting it for 2,000. Not a bad timer, especially with Tenki in hand. I can get another monster next turn for more damage to just keep trying to hopefully win in the simplified game state. But our opponent gets a really strong top deck. Not only does Extravagance draw 2, but also turns off their Emptiness because the card is going to be sent from the field to their graveyard. So yeah, this enables them to now activate their copy of Scarlet Sanguine, which was dead before, and they can get their Eldritch Engine rolling again. They also have 3 more back row, so they're just going to go ahead and set everything, attack over a Fractal, and now we are in a very losing position with a blank and 2 cards that are going to be very vulnerable to any sort of floodgates. We draw Ash Return a little bit late, but I mean we would have had to ash too many things here to realistically we're going to target to be my Collider Chick. We get hit with Maxi, and I'm going to chain Ash here. Not in the hopes of necessarily stopping Maxi, but seeing if we can bait out something like a Solemn Strike, which it does here. And that's very, very good news for us because that means that that's one less interruption out of the way. And because Eldlich doesn't traditionally play too many hand traps, I'm feeling confident that I need to take the Maxi challenge here, because if I don't, then they're just going to be able to, floodgate us out and then also, like grind or outgrind us with the Eldlich package, of course. So when we go to bring back Collider Check, they're going to pop it with Conquistador, and then we're going to activate Yellow Martin to bounce Tiger. They're going to chain their Scarlet to set Backrow, just, I guess, to get out of the way. Or, sorry, set a copy Conquistador, rather. I guess they just didn't want to get asked with the prompt anymore, which is fair. So we're going to draw another off Max C. We're going to rescale Tiger. And here I'm just trying to like force through all the back row. So here, they're going to Backrow. They're going to go and get rid of our Emerald Bird, which is pretty unfortunate because it is a good resource in this kind of a game state where we might have to potentially grind. But no matter, we have another copy of Tiger in rotation thanks to this Tenki. So we can use the effects to bring back the Collider Chick. And now we only have to play through one back row, assuming that there's no hand traps, which is kind of my underlying assumption, because if we get hand trapped, we're probably just going to lose. So here I'm going to use Darumidal to try and force through the back row, and it is a Golden Land Forever. So that's going to go ahead and negate our Darumidal, but that's perfect because we now have this Nerval that they actually knew about, but we forced everything through pretty easily, so now we can just normal summon the Nerval, banish 4, and then go for Omen. I made a mistake, actually should have banished 3, and then just go for Access Code straight up because they were on 45, and I didn't realize this until like after I went for this play, but it's still recoverable because we actually still have Karis in our deck, and we didn't have to go through the Berry Bloom turn 1, so we do in fact still have a Link 2 that we can go into just to get rid of our Omen, so we can get our Omen and our Nerval searches. So now off the Omen, we can just search for our like Tri-Beast that we're going to pitch off the Karis, and that Karis is going to be the Nerval search, which I believe is our final Tri-Brigade in the deck. So yeah, again, just got to assume nothing is activatable in the hand here, and we know this is a Conquistador that was set this turn off the Scarlet, so not usable. We're going to banish 3, go for Rugal off the Karis here, after summoning it with its own effect, and then we're going to go for an Access Code Talker play. And then here, we can finally just activate the effect of Access Code, and then pop the Golden Lord, and they will concede. So even though we didn't get hit with like Skill Drain or like other floodgates, Vanity's Optimism was like definitely still a big hindrance, and we still had to play through, a Torrential plus like Conch, Backrow, Golden Land Forever. We had to play through a lot there. So yeah, I thought this was a pretty good showcase that even though like if your entire board gets cleared against Eldlich, you still have plenty of ways to combat the board. Yeah, there's also like plenty of ways you can manipulate resources with Tiger just to keep stalling against Skill Drain until you draw your outs, which is pretty cool because you can like bring back stuff off Tiger and then bounce with Yellow Martin and then like reset, and you can like, abuse the fact that Emerald Bird triggers in the end phase if it gets popped by thanks to being destroyed by Tiger's restriction, and then you can like, bring back your Martins that way and just keep floating until you draw your answers, which is a pretty decent strategy actually into this matchup. But yeah, that's going to be it, guys, for this video. Again, go ahead and check us out on Twitch. The link's in the description box below if you want to come hang out. I'll be posting more content on other decks in Master Duel, not just this one, even though I will be still doing a lot of Lunalight content just in general. But yeah, thanks for watching, and next time I will catch you in the next video. See you guys!